Alright, warming up the forge. This charcoal wasn't burnt off, all the syngas wasn't burnt off, so it's a little dirty. Warming up the crucible. I heard graphite crucibles are a little reluctant to fast temperature changes, so doing a slow warm up. Once we get this thing going, pretty much we'll surround that whole pot or the whole crucible with charcoal and get that fan going as directly as possible. Right now the plaster molds are in my wood furnace and they are warming up. Not everything is burnt out. Ingots from 20 beer cans. I don't think it's going to be enough. Aluminum from a body controller. It's a big heat sink basically. Whoa! Oh man, it'd be nicer to break these down even smaller. Alright, we'll start off with that. Little hat to kind of direct the heat. See what happens. Yeah, flames like that shouldn't be shooting out of a charcoal fired forge, but like I said, I didn't burn the charcoal fully. See the heat we're getting in there. Now that one was that plaster mold was ABS plastic, or well, not PLA, so I'm giving it a chance to burn out. The PLA burnt mostly out. Whew. Yeah, too much flames. Do have a lot of oxygen, but way too much syngas burning. Yeah, crucible's starting to get red. You know, can't see that. I'm not going to bring the camera in too close. Here's the PLA mold. Burnt out pretty well. There's still a few chunks in there. It's definitely dry, which will help, but this is just a test. So that right here is the beard of the guy's face. His face still has a few spots of PLA. I'm too afraid to get into that heat, crack it. I should have used a heat gun. I think a heat gun would have melted it out better. Now I'm going to clean the draught out, or I just call it slag. Basically, junk. Aluminum, I'm not a big fan of it. I love it because it's easy to melt. But cleaning the slag, you miss out on a lot of aluminum because it's pretty light, so it kind of floats with it. Like I said, I'm going to call it slag. I don't care. But it's nice and shiny in there. It's getting there. It's pretty red. Get that nice shiny coat on there. Okay. ABS mold, like I said, I think it's going to be worthless. It's cracked up. Heat gun. Should have used. Too hot. Let's go in there. Oh man, one-handed, this is not fun. Yeah, I could have done a tripod, but I want you to get up in there. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna let it boil off. Yeah, the ABS one, that's worthless. I get lucky, most of that stuff might burn off on this guy. Oh, that's good. It stays nice and liquidy for a while. That means it's retaining heat. It's not going to chill too fast. I like that. Another thing is that means that this plaster was dry. If you have the plaster too wet, it's going to steam up and your mold's going to be terrible. And that one, worthless. Darn it. Alright, little bonus. I took all the slag, melted it back down, got nothing. But I made a little two-part mold here of a key. It's pretty terrible, so this is a perfect thing just to test to see if a two-part mold could even do such a thing. Oh, nope. It just goes right through the mold. Let's do a one-part key. Not even enough. Lots of slag. Well, here's my aluminum ingot. Just poured on the cement. This guy's finally starting to get hard. I'm gonna take a risk here, throw this in water, and hopefully it'll crack open. Alright, still a little, pretty good. Results are pretty clear. Basically, his nose, I knew there was some PLA in that area. Focus. There was some PLA in this area, and yeah, it didn't show up too well. Bubbly. But his results are pretty good, I think. His face, pretty clear, except for the fact where the dang, terrible focusing. His ear's pretty clean, just got to clean out some plaster. Most of his face, even like that eye, showed up pretty well. I know around the cigar and the nose there was plenty of PL. His beard was pretty good in the mold, but that is where all the gases are going to be escaping and probably messing up details. Very impressed. I don't know if you can see that on camera. The eye is decent. Even the ear, like I said, just needs to be cleaned up. Back of the neck, got the ridges. I think this is a really good example of PLA lost cast, and this was done pretty much as just a test to see if I can do it. Let's clean her up. Just a little sand or something. Alright, quick wire brushing, and not bad. This type of process, you're not going to be able to do finely machined parts. Lots of porosity in there. Air bubbles, either from PLA being burnt off or even still having moisture in there. Like I said, or I didn't mention, that I just made these molds 24 hours ago, and I've been baking them since. I've been relying purely on the oven to suck the moisture out. And even at 350, the PLA didn't do anything. It finally took a propane torch to melt it out, and I think if I would have used a more subtle heat like a heat gun, most of it would have dripped out, leaving less behind to create these air bubbles. Let's focus. There we go. Good from afar, far from good. You can even see some of the lines of the 3D printing. Ear still needs to be cleaned out. Man, impressive though, for first time throwing it together in 24 hours. More drying and more getting clean out the mold. Now the other mold was a total failure. I thought ABS might work, but not at all. Boop. Alright, doing brass here, just clearing out some of my recyclable brass. I tell you what everybody says is true. It's freaking terrible. It's stupid hot compared to the aluminum, duh. And then the zinc puts off a just god-awful fume that you should not breathe in. But it's just so darn pretty because it looks like gold. I have to say, I took this from King of Random. Mini pie muffins are great because it keeps the size small, so when you heat them up next time, still red hot, still nasty, and just making the crucible nasty. Alright, that is going to be maybe for the next project coming up. A hammer, a bronze and a brass hammer. That's next time, but I'm going to need a new furnace and a lot more heat.